Hey guys, Ronnie here. This week's episode is brought to you by NelsieSpencer.com. Everything Nelsie Spencer and Losing It is on NelsieSpencer.com. There you can find links to Nelsie's book, movie, and classes. Take Nelsie's writing classes or get one-on-one coaching and sharpen your writing skills. Take classes like screenwriting class and novel writing first draft. If you'd like to support the show, grab a couple things at the Losing It merch store where we have mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, hats like this one, the one I'm wearing, and much more. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out links to NelsieSpencer.com and other things such as the links to our equipment we use and all our social handles in the description down below. And if you want to contact us, tell us you love us, hate us, want to tell us you're losing a story and possibly have Nelsie read it on the show, email us at losingitcontact@gmail.com.
Losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it. If you got a story, we don't care if it's happy or gory, so
we're gonna have a theme
come
song,
share
so
your
I will start
little
doing that.
story with us.
Hi guys, I'm Nelsie Spencer, and this is Therapy Thursday. Maybe it's still Therapy Thursday. Maybe it has a new name now. I don't know. But I'm here with Heidi L. Haddad. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, Nelsie.
We're ready to rumble. And Ronnie Whaley. Hello, Ronnie.
Hey.
Oh, Ronnie. It's like,
Ronnie.
What is that?
I know exactly what that is.
Okay. All right. I need to explain that further.
He's not going to attempt to meet our energy because it can't be done. Is that it, Ronnie?
We need an equalizer.
That was like a counter.
Count? No. No, there's two of them now.
I really wanted to emphasize it.
Yeah. They saw each other.
So last week last episode, we were talking about parenting and meeting basic needs and how important that is to creating a healthy human. And Heidi actually said, you know, if we as parents, if parents are out there doing their job and giving their children love and support and mirroring them, then hopefully one day her job as a therapist will be obsolete. And she said that she would be happy to find another happy to find another job. Maybe something in IT. I don't know. Perhaps singing.
Yeah.
A singing
IT
career.
is definitely is definitely right behind. It's like,
It's plan B.
get out of therapy.
Yeah.
You missed your calling.
Maybe river dancing. I don't know. But
Those are the two.
Right, exactly.
Those are the two. And that's it.
Make a good choice, Heidi. Make a good choice.
And
Or it doesn't matter. I'm good at either.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Ronnie said that he had a message that was sort of funneling right into that subject, but we had run out of time.
Yes.
So what do you got there?
I don't know. I was curious about what this. I got a message. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oops, got a message.
Yeah. Was it a message from?
so
It wasn't a message
it's
inside your head, was it? It was.
No,
like a
not
real
one
message.
of those. Different message. So I have a friend and she was telling me about this thing and I asked her if she wanted to record a message that we could play. So she doesn't want, so I'm going to disguise, once we play this, I mean, once this goes out there, it's going to be disguised. The voice will be disguised, but, and because she doesn't want her voice out there, but she also wants to address
I love
the problem.
how Nelsie's nodding as if everything that's coming out of your mouth makes perfect sense. I'm over here going, what in the hell are you talking about?
Well, we're going to disguise
Okay.
the voice for it to, keep the...
For this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
her
Keep it
voice.
anonymous.
Or his voice. It's her voice.
Their voice.
Their voice.
Her voice.
Her voice. I think actually it is important that we know that she is a girl. So, because in the context, yeah.
Okay.
Then she sent me like a 15-minute recording, and so I cut it down to 3 minutes. So
Oh, good.
I say,
3. That's still long.
Yeah.
Okay.
yes, I say that we play it, and we can pause it, just say when to pause it, and we can address the certain things in it, and then we'll continue to play it.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think about that? That sound
Do
good?
it.
I dig it.
Cool.
Or play it until we're bored. Go.
Yeah. And I also know her, so I can fill in.
So compassionate.
It's my middle
in some
name.
Are you ready for this?
What kind of dancer am I?
I made this recording to give my story and for you to understand more about the current situation with my mom and how it has become a very tense situation between me and her. It's mainly rooted with the fact that she begs me against my own sister. It started early of this year that I really started to notice that she started comparing me more to her, even though we were both in different fields. And since we were young, that's always how it went. We have other half siblings, but at the end of the day, it was always, the two of us were always compared on how much we could give back to the family, how successful we are, and most importantly, the kind of man that we're with. And
Pause for a sec, Ronnie. What was that thing? And most importantly, what was that last one? I couldn't
The
quite
kind of
understand.
man we could bring?
Yeah, what kind of man she or they were with, the partner.
Wow.
Significant man specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like that also falls a little bit in, funnels into the conversation we've had before about Asian culture. I mean, that's not the point of the competition, but in terms of the bringing home the best, who's going to make the most money, that criteria.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's my
She's
thing
Asian.
on that. And yeah. And the competitive piece, just since you paused, I'll just comment on that, is it's terrible. That's my clinical perspective. It's terrible. It's so hard to grow up in a world it's so hard. We were just talking about that last week, right? About how competitive kids feel. And if you grew up in a home where your parents were engaging with you in a way that mirrored and and all that, and Nelsie just commented on it, that this is the exact opposite of that. Those parents or her mother is creating that dynamic within the house, a microcosm of what happens in the world.
Right.
And how painful that is.
Yeah. And to be in a competitive environment in your home and competing for approval and competing perhaps for love, right? Because of it as children, how we, even when we're adult children, how we perceive approval and what we think love looks like, right? So if we're always seeking approval, which I think as kids, it's natural that we're seeking approval from our parents. So if you're not being approved of, or you're competing with a sibling to get your parents' approval to win somehow, because there's a competition, is so toxic and you can't win, because then even if you're the sibling that wins, in quotes, then what does that do to your dynamic with you and your sister or whatever sibling it is? Because who wants to turn that relationship with a sibling, and I know it happens a lot, sibling rivalry, Cain and Abel and all that, but my God, what if your sibling could be a friend? What if your sibling could be a support? Okay, those are my thoughts.
Facts.
I just add in there that it was always obvious. It was almost with my sister, with one of my sisters and I, there was a way in which we came together around it. No, that's not true. Actually, I think I felt bad. I felt bad that, you know what? Cut it out. Cut out what I'm saying. Go back, Ronnie.
Okay. So I'll play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have been single for almost 1 year now. And the longer that I'm single and the longer that and happier she is in her relationship, the more that my mom's perception of my happiness decreases. My mom basically believes that you're not going to be happy unless you are with a man who makes you happy. And don't get me wrong, I'm really happy for my sister that she's in a long-term loving relationship. There's been talks of, they're going to get married in the future. And I'm really happy for her. It's just that I recently noticed that the longer I'm single, the more my mom starts asking, what about you? And it becomes more of a comparison more than just being happy for my sister. It's more of a focus on what I lack. I'll give you some situations. So recently I'm looking for a new place. Yeah, I told her I was looking for a new place, and she was like she comes with me whenever I have these viewings. We also found this one apartment wherein I really like this new apartment. I was speaking to the broker and she was there, and I told the broker, oh, I'm going to have a hard time. The monthly payments for the mortgage, like, I think that's good. That's something I can't afford. And she just started crying beside me, just started feeling sorry for me. And I was also telling her, there's no reason for you to feel bad that I have to save up for something. Like, I'm still young. I'm looking for an investment. I'm looking for a new place, instead of...
Can you pause it, Ronnie?
For some reason...
Yeah.
Okay, you tell me if I'm wrong, Heidi, or if maybe I'm having my own little trauma response here. But, the mother crying is like, it's such a mind fuck for me. This is how I react to it. It's like, Mom, her crying, which is ostensibly, oh, I feel so bad for my daughter. But what she's doing is she's making it about her and creating some, I don't know, for me, that really struck me and seemed not only inappropriate, but not supportive and also self-centered. That's how all that landed on me. But I'm willing to admit that might have something to do with the way that I was parented. Thoughts?
I think that at the core of it has nothing to do with your friend, that it's Ronnie. It's all about the mom. I agree with you, Nelsie, that being, whether she's doing it because she's making it putting the spotlight on her, or because she really feels so bad for her daughter, or she takes responsibility for failing her daughter, so her daughter can't pay. I mean, whatever is happening inside of her is her own historical stuff that is showing up and has nothing to do with her daughter, period. But it's just hard for this young person just trying to navigate her life and not having the support. I agree. And
in that situation, perhaps our caller feels like, oh, now she has to take care of her mother, right? And it's just, clearly I still have some work. Nelsie. I still have some work to do because I'm feeling a little bit of rage. A little bit of rage. Is that possible?
Right now?
No, because it makes me, and I know, look, okay, so now I'm getting to the other side of it. This mom is doing the best that she can. This mom is doing the best she can, and she's dealing with her own shit. But as I put myself in the caller's shoes, I just want to fucking smack her mother. I'll just say that.
Nelsie, you're having a real hard time here. You got all kinds of feelings.
Yeah, well, I've been going through a lot lately.
Oh my gosh.
Nelsie, do you want to talk about you? Should we cut to Nelsie and what's happening with Nelsie?
Yeah. We'll get back to that. We can circle back to me and my trauma responses. She said as she wiped the sweat off her palms. So, let's keep going.
Okay.
Is it more of...
What's that?
Sorry, is it more of the same, or are we...
I forgot.
Okay.
But let's see. It's only like 30 seconds left.
Okay, good.
I mean, I could hear it all day.
For some reason, I feel like whenever I'm proud of myself for doing things that I have never done before, like looking at places to buy, for some reason she equates it to, oh, you must be really sad. What a hard life you must have for you to say that you can't afford to buy this place. The same goes for my work. Whenever I'm working, for example, on weekends, or she sees me working at night, for her, she equates it to, oh, you must have such a hard life, and she just feels sorry for me.
Every person who's parenting is just trying to figure it out and has an idea. Conversely, you could have a parent who goes with their child to buy an apartment, and the child says, the child says, I can't afford the mortgage. And the parent says, I gotcha. I'll cover the other part for you. I'll help. I can chip in. And there's that parent. There's the other parent that's like, yeah, that sucks. Well, when you do, you'll find the right place. I mean, it runs the gamut of how a parent could respond in a situation like that. And they all have their pros and cons, right? I mean, the fact that her mother has been pushing her to have a great job in order to make the most money, and now that she's working so hard, she feels sorry for her because she's not married, and having, you know, her mother's over here completely inserted herself into her mother's own idea of what this person should be doing, and no matter what it is, the grass is greener doing something else. So if she was married with kids, and she'd be like, well, who's making the money? And where's the
Yeah. So it feels like she's maybe she's projecting
maybe,
as, oh, it must be so
projecting.
right. Oh, it must be so hard. Oh, like versus like, oh, you're working hard. How's that feel? How you doing? Versus like, oh, you're working a lot of hours. Are you enjoying your job or whatever? Versus like, oh, that must be so hard. You know, jeezy.
Right. None of it has anything to do with the
daughter.
Girl. Yeah. The girl, the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in.
So here's one thing.
Okay.
What she
how can we help her, right?
Yeah, she's asking what to do. And well, I told her that she should see she should seek professional help, therapist. But with the information
Thanks for clarifying that it's professional help is a therapist.
Therapist, yeah.
I think you got to get rid of mom. You got to do it quickly and quiet.
Well, with the information given right now, what would be, your slice of advice? Heidi, the therapist.
Oh, that's to me. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You never know. I agree with you about getting some therapeutic support, but also I think it's a practice of separating herself out to recognize that this really isn't about her, that this is her mom's stuff and her mom projecting every aspect of this, and including the competitive BS that she puts on her daughter and both of her daughters. So she could, I mean, obviously, I don't know. Let me back up that sentence. I don't know if she has spoken to her mother before about this, but one option, of course, is always to be able to say to the parent, the way in which this isn't what I'd need to hear. I'm looking for support or this or that or whatever. And maybe she's tried that and the mother doesn't get it, which is possible. And then the other side of it is her own practice, her active practice, the caller's active practice of accepting mom as she is and recognizing that it's not about her. And that as painful as it is,
it's hard because it's a parent.
Yeah.
I didn't say easy. I just said it's a practice. That's why it's a practice. I didn't say like, oh, just notice that
I was agreeing with you.
Well, one of the things that Heidi says a lot that I really like is like, and I'll probably paraphrase and get it wrong, but it's sort of like when you do this and that, it doesn't feel good to me, or it doesn't feel supportive, or,
that's just not what I need.
Yeah, it's not what I need. And the concept of, like Ronnie said, when it's your parent, it is so much harder to detach, because we're, for most of us, we were literally if it's a mother, we were literally attached to them in the womb. So the connection is so deep on a cellular level. But if you can not take it personally and realize that that's their stuff, there's another expression. Just because somebody says it, you don't have to take it personally, even if it has your name on it. Even if somebody goes, oh, you're stupid, or
That's not an expression.
Well, what's the expression?
You don't have to take it personally, even if it has your name on it. In the 12-step world, it's an expression.
Wait.
Okay.
Even if it has your name on it, like your
Meaning
mom.
if somebody says you are doing XYZ wrong, that doesn't mean that you are actually doing something wrong and that it's yours.
Whatever. Nelsie, those pants, make you look fat.
We didn't need another example. Cut that out, Ronnie.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just trying to
I think I made the point. I think Ronnie understood. Didn't you, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Did you?
I thought Nelsie was just making a different point.
No, she's making the same one. Am I wrong, Nelsie?
Okay.
Aren't you giving an example of putting a name on it?
Underscoring your point about detaching from your parents and not taking it personally.
Remember the over communicating? Right. Okay, we got that point. Let's move on. I forgot the rest of where you were going. So just because you put a name on it, yeah. Also, just nobody says. I had a client yesterday who walked out and said, Thank you. I feel like I've grown and I've and thank you for that. And I realized that therapy is a marathon, not a sprint, which that's not it. There's an expression. And then that
is an expression. I know that one.
And while this is not the first time I've heard it or understood, I appreciated that she said that, because that is exactly what the deal is. Like, yeah, it's not easy saying you have to practicing self-acceptance, practicing acceptance that your parents self-involved or a pain in the butt or unconscious and not able to communicate doesn't mean that once you have this aha moment of like, oh, my parent is a child. Cool, got it. Now I can move on with my life. It's more, you have to remember that every single time you have an interaction with them, eventually, the more you practice, the stronger that part of you becomes, so that when your parent behaves the way they behave, or in this case, the parent is
It's like a skill you're sharpening.
Correct.
Yeah.
A muscle you're strengthening.
Okay.
I taught.
All right.
I was going to come up with a third analogy. Couldn't come up with it. Couldn't come up.
Instead, we just have like a
muscle you're strengthening. That's all I got.
Oftentimes I talk about how the egoic mind is so strong when you're so full of self-criticism that egoic mind is just crazy loud and strong, and that the inner voice is really quiet and isn't very strong. And so if we are constantly if we practice giving ourselves let's just say mantra of I am enough, I'm enough, I'm enough, and you're bringing your attention to yourself and saying I am enough rather than externalizing it and thinking about other people and comparing yourself, eventually that inner voice becomes that much stronger, that much louder. And so then it becomes more of it kicks in faster, so that the ego voice gets smaller and the other voice gets bigger. And then the ego voice is like, don't listen, you're ugly. And the other person's like, what? Like, and
then, the inner voice gets stronger.
The world will be a better place. And the world
will be another song Ronnie doesn't know. For you.
It's not the same song?
No, it's not the same song.
That's not Cher.
It's two it was just similar themes.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
There were a lot of loving songs back in the day.
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking of like regretful songs or whatchamacallit.
Good point.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regret. If I could turn back time.
You're right.
Yeah. Right. Resentment.
My resentment playlist is so long.
So
I have a little story that kind of ties into this whole trauma response thing. Ronnie's heard the first half, but he has not heard the second half. So yesterday I'm walking my dog and in this little seaside town, and she stops and she pees on a lawn, and I hear, "Hey!" And I turn around, this guy's down in the corner and said, "I can't believe you just let your dog pee on my lawn. What are you?" I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that. What are you doing? That is unbelievable." I said, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention, but I don't know. Is this the first time a dog's ever peed on your lawn? Well, I hope so. Okay, I'm really sorry. Right? So I walk away. But I definitely shame spiral.
You came back with paper towels and were dabbing blotting the grass.
No, but I did think, oh my God. You know that thing when someone yells at you and you just think, I'm a bad person. Like, oh, they've found me out. Like I really had a deep feeling in my body about it. And it took a solid 2 or 3 hours to come back from it. And I was able to go, oh, okay, I'm having a trauma response and I'm not really a bad person. Okay, that's yesterday. Today, walking the dog. She pees
Ooh.
on a lawn. I'm in my own neighborhood
Same
now.
different lawn?
Different lawn, different neighborhood, same dog, different day. Hey!
Same
I look up,
dog.
a woman on her balcony. Your dog pees on my lawn every day. And I was like, really? Every day? Because, I don't really walk her down this street every day. I don't think.
Ooh.
I've seen you out here. You let her walk everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I really was sorry. I really was like, oh shit, this is a rule that I didn't get until this moment. Like, I did not get, like, when she pees on a lawn, it's like, okay, if she pees on the lawn, it rains. It's not the water, the lawn's not turning yellow. If she poops on a lawn, I pick the poop up. But this woman was, and 2 people, 2 days, I had to go, universe, are you teaching me a lesson here? And I did apologize, and she was still yelling at me as I walked away. And I was like, point taken. I'm really, seriously, I'm sorry. And
She's still yelling at you?
Yeah. And
What does she want?
I don't know. And not only did I just go, oh my God, I'm a bad person, I also then thought everyone in the neighborhood is talking about me. Talking about the redhead.
That lady.
That fucking redhead with that fucking black dog. What an asshole she is, right?
Do you have your own lawn?
No, we actually don't. We have a yard, but it's gravel, and she pees and poops on in our backyard. But when she walks, what? She doesn't get to pee when she walks?
Are
You're
there
so weird about that.
are there trees or things areas besides somebody's lawn?
Once I walked away, I just started in changing my focus. Okay, so she can't pee on a lawn, and maybe she can't even pee on people's gravel. Where could she pee? And I thought, oh, well, there's an area there. There's a vacant lot. Oh, there's an area there where it doesn't really belong to anyone. It just probably belongs to the county. Oh, there. So I started noticing, okay, there are places where she could pee. But the response I had in my body of not just being afraid because someone was yelling at me and attacking me, but the feeling that I was bad, like fundamentally bad.
I hear your trauma, but also let's leave room for, I know I'm interrupting you, but
No, go.
leave room
Please
for
do.
the fact that somebody is yelling at you. They're aggressively communicating whatever it is that they're trying to say. And if they really don't like that you're letting your dog pee on their lawn, okay, they can say, hey, I'm just not comfortable with that. Do you mind if your dog just doesn't? Okay. And you'd say, okay, yeah, no problem. Sure. And you keep walking. But when somebody is aggressive, I think there's some element. Your choice is to either respond with aggression, which that's not your style, or go inward.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Go inward and feel bad about.
Yeah.
I told Nelsie that she should have took a dump on their lawn.
Also, another option.
I should have just dumped on their lawn. Yeah. And
Does
then
this
when she's
bother
yelling,
you?
when she's yelling, I'm like, look, I get it about the dog not pooping on the lawn, but you didn't mention me.
Oh, you got a problem with this?
Yeah, you gotta be more specific.
Because I was telling her that
dog poop, no. Human poop. Yes.
a gray area.
But the funny thing is, when I first was thinking about talking about it, and I had thought that old, like trauma response, and I appreciate you saying that, Heidi, because somebody's yelling at you, it's going to create something in you, regardless of what your background is, But then today, I also did get that her response was a little over the top, and maybe didn't have anything to do with me, right?
Well, the fact that you're walking down the street and she's still yelling at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something else going on there.
Right?
Do people get pissed if you throw a piece of garbage in their trash can, right? When you're walking in a subdivision, right?
Yeah. There's a whole
What's up with that?
It's
I know
trash.
that's another story.
That's crazy. There's a whole Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
That's right, yeah.
Where he puts his dog poop in somebody else's trash, and the guy comes out and is incensed.
That happened to me. I was like,
Did it?
and I did not understand. And I was like, are you going to keep, is this, so I was like, at first I was like, is this recyclable? Did I fuck up? Did I put this plastic thing or whatever it was in the wrong thing? And they were like, no, it's mine. And I was like, this trash is yours? This is your trash. You own this trash? Sorry. And he just walked away. It's trash.
Yeah.
I mean, you put your name on it? Jesus.
I just watched this movie twice, actually, called Raya, the Last Dragon cartoon.
Oh,
animated.
Is that good? I heard it was good.
It's very good. But one of the things that I really like about it is the message. And the message is trusting each other. That's the shortest version of this. If I trust you and you trust me, it's all going to work out, whatever it is. And we can come together and create unity, and there's compassion, there's love. It's just about trust. And it's kind of like that, between the peeing on the lawn to the putting your garbage in somebody else's container, just trusting that you're not trying to do something heinous, and you're just,
intention.
Right. And just, and if you don't like something, you're allowed to not like something, and just say like, hey dude, just not really into that. And okay, cool. I won't do it anymore. And have that kind of conversation.
The assumption that we're on the same team, that we're on the same side.
Right.
Yeah. There's, all roads lead back to Callie. For some reason, it seems
Her
people
dog.
love to, Callie, my dog.
Not California.
I was like, it does? I mean, I kind of agree, but I don't see how that's relevant here.
So people seem to like to park in front of our house. I don't know why. And just sit in their car, and maybe they're texting, maybe they're whatever. But if you are parked in front of my house, my dog will bark at the top of her lungs until you pull away. So I have had to on several occasions just go, hi, walk out and go, excuse me, would you mind could you go down the street and park? Because my dog's freaking. Oh, I'm sorry. Sure, I can. And that, that gets a good response. I try to.
Don't you train your dog?
Honey, you think I haven't tried?
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I will take you down. Think I haven't tried doggy?
Fix your own stuff rather than asking other people to accommodate your problems.
I just had
my dog
deja
won't
vu.
stop barking. Can you move?
Yeah, exactly. Because I've tried the bark. I've bought 3 different bark collars. I've had different kinds of medication for her. I've got CBD treats. I sometimes just talk
say
to her
goodbye.
and try to
say
calm
goodbye.
her.
Say goodbye.
Hi, Callie. Hi, Callie.
Oh my God.
I don't even know.
You
I don't
wanted to
even
get a
know.
hitman for that caller's mother.
That was a joke. But I guess that's a joke. You would never. Yeah, you don't mean that.
You won't hurt Callie, will you?
Ronnie, Heidi killed Callie. Okay, all right. So,
do we have a TikTok?
Do we? I don't know. We don't have time to.
Oh, cool.
What's our time?
Toodaloo.
32.
Wow. Alrighty then. So we're out of time. We did not sing Cher once today, so I feel really good about that. And
so does everybody else.
So please rate and review and subscribe. Subscribe first, then rate, and then review. That's all I'm saying. You can DM us on Losing It Podcast. You can email us at losingitcontact@gmail.com. And you can comment below, right next to my vagina, if you're watching us on YouTube. And subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Did I forget anything, Ronnie? Oh, we have TikTok and we have Twitter.
Yes.
And go to our merch page. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Bye.
Bye.
Boy.
Losing
Bye.
it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it. You came and you listened to the story. I hope so much that it didn't make you sorry, and I hope so much that you'll come back again.
Losing It, hosted by Nelsie Spencer. Produced by me, Ronnie Whaley. Theme song by Hunter Williams. Follow us online on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all podcasting platforms at Losing It Podcast. Viewers can email Nelsie with questions or comments about life, writing, comedy, or even your own Losing It story for a chance to be on the Losing It podcast at losingitcontact@gmail.com. For everything Nelsie and everything Losing It, visit us at nelsiespencer.com.